After getting a call from Jiang Guangchul, Hong Su-bum uploaded Coconut Talk to the Apple App Store himself. Afterward, he texted Jiang Guangchul. Uploading is completed. Approval will take up to 5 days. Okay. Hong Su-bum leaned back and murmured. Phew. Now the only thing left is launching the PC version. It has been a long journey and finally, they were starting to see the fruits of their labor. The smartphone was sold out and the number of Coconut Talk service users have increased accordingly. Their greatest worry was that those who bought the smartphone would delete the preloaded app, but it turned out over 80% of the customers were signing up to use Coconut Talk. Lee Ari's Facebook marketing is going well too. If things continued as they are, the Coconut app would do very well. While Hong Su-bum was deep in his own thoughts, a developer approached him. Sir, I would like to talk to you in private. Hong Su-bum could guess what it was about. This was exactly how he approached his boss at Nexter when was giving his resignation. Should we go somewhere private? He nodded with guilt. Hong Su-bum tapped his shoulder and said to him. Let's go into the conference room. After having a seat, Hong Su-bum asked. A raise, or something else? You can talk to me. I will do my best. I appreciate everything you have done for me. Despite KND being a startup company, you matched the salary I got at Nexter. You also gave me stock options. I am very appreciative, but... The salary is competitive, but this company still can't compare to big corporations' benefits. You knew this before accepting the job. Besides, we are starting to make profits. Soon, we'll be able to provide you just like the big companies. But things are still very unstable. There are always high risks with small companies. Will KND be still standing in 4 years? I can't help but worry. So you are leaving? I will be honest. I got an offer from Daeyoung. Better salary and conditions. We can match that. I know you'll take care of me, but I can't stop worrying about the future. I keep thinking that I need to be at a big, stable corporation for my peace of mind. Do other employees feel the same way? I think so. I am surprised, especially after the success of Blue S. The success is only because Daeyoung hasn't released its own phone yet. A small company can never win against a large corporation like Daeyoung. Hong Su-bum's face was rigid. The room became tense. There was nothing that could be done. So there is nothing I can do to convince you to stay. I'm sorry, sir. I think I am done here. Hong Su-bum smiled bitterly. We just finished the app development and are about to see it grow. Oh well, I guess it can't be helped. When the developer left, another came in with the same decision. Hong Su-bum sighed deeply. Silicon Valley. The second factory Woosung purchased was similarly equipped as the first one. Someone knocked on Woosung's door. Woosung answered. Come in. The door opened and a familiar figure walked in. It was Sunda Amit, a key Blue S developer Jonathan Logan scouted. I have something to tell you. Woosung pointed at a chair. Please have a seat. I would like to give you my resignation. Woosung knew something like this would happen. He asked calmly. Have you read our personnel policy by chance? Amit shook her head. Because Woosung was focused on the development of Blue S, he has been neglecting the HR department. Firstly, we offer the best package in the industry for our employees. Pay top of the market. It was the same as how Netflix managed its people. Woosung continued. I don't know your reason behind it, but if it's because of your salary, there is no need. I don't care how much it is. I will pay the highest salary in this industry. Amit blinked. Even if it's over $200,000. Woosung replied. Even if it's over $1 million. Money is not an issue in our company. Oh. Tell the HR your number and if the department agrees that it is a fair amount for the industry, we will give it to you. If it's not about the money, I would like it if you can tell me so I can help fix it. Even after all this, if you feel like you need to leave, that's fine. Please tell Logan tomorrow, and he will start the process. Amit nodded. May I ask where you got an offer from? Woosung would have found out eventually, so Amit answered without hesitation. It's Daeyoung's system. Woosung's guess was correct. He replied. All right. Please think about it and let us know. After Amit left, Woosung called in Jang Guangchul. Another one just came in, Woosung said to Jang Guangchul. That's the 5th one so far. 2 people already quit in Korean office. Well, we should feel lucky that no one here has actually left yet. Talented developers are hard to come by. Woosung sighed deeply. So Daeyoung must finally see us as its competition. This is only the beginning. They will release a similar smartphone and messaging app like Coconut. Then let's try to steal a few of their developers. Steal their employees? How? Do you know anyone who works there? Use the headhunters. I guess, but it will be hard to do that in Korea. We need to do our best. I'll bet there are many programmers in Daeyoung who would be interested in working for us. KND is a hot company now. Did you already get a call? Woosung nodded. Jang Guangchul sighed. Oh. What did you say to get an invitation? Blue S is using Google's Android. I explained the advantages of this situation. Once our presentation at Google I/O goes well, Blue S sale will increase further and it will become easier to poach good developers. Well, we can hope. I'll do my best. After their conversation, Woosung texted Go Sang-jun. Are you attending the Google I/O? He attended the Microsoft's MVP. Woosung was sure Go Sang-jun would come. Of course. I heard you released Blue S. It's a big news here too. Thank you. How did you make such a product? Was it with Jonathan Logan? Is it his work? Woosung wanted to be direct. A lot of people worked hard on this project. By the way, are you interested in working for me? Our business is expanding so fast that we need more people. Of course, I'm interested. My offer is still the same from last time. I will pay you more than what Daeyoung's paying you. There was no answer. Woosung was reminded of the power of big companies. It wasn't just the high salary, but stability and benefits too. Money alone wasn't enough, unless it was an incredible amount. If you aren't interested, could you introduce me to someone who might be? We need as many people as possible. All right. I'll think about it. Great. Thank you. Woosung realized how hard it was to find good people. KND was still so small with minimal profits so far. Is this the only way? Keep losing people and trying to hire new people to fill the holes. Woosung felt frustrated. This was only the beginning. Daeyoung would attack KND in many different ways. What should he do? He had to assure everyone that KND would be a big, stable company. It had to grow. Woosung finally made a decision and called in Logan and Jang Guangchul. I would like to buy a company. Woosung was interested in buying a company named Teltech. It was a mid-sized Korean company that manufactured cell phones. In 2007, it applied for a corporate workout and currently in the process of corporate recovery. To put it bluntly, it wasn't doing very well. At one time, it released a popular cell phone named Racer, but it only had a brief success. Teltech. It's a medium-sized cell phone company. Currently, it's in the process of a workout, so M&A shouldn't be difficult. Jang Guangchul knew this company. It will cost us at least $500 million. If we sell over 1 million phones per year, then our profit will be $1 billion. This means we can afford a $500 million company. It's too risky. While they argued, Logan offered his opinion. I agree with Woosung. He continued confidently. Our technology is the best in the world. The only problem we have right now is mass manufacturing. If Teltech can fix this problem for us, $500 million will be worth it. If we try to do it from scratch, it will take a very long time to find and purchase factories, not to mention, we need to hire and educate new workers. This will take months, and by that time, people could lose interest in Blue S. Jiang Guangchul replied. Well, we are assuming that our phone's popularity will continue. It will. If I wasn't confident of it, I wouldn't have been part of this team. Jiang Guangchul sighed, perhaps for a millionth time this month. There seemed to be no end to Woosung's ambition and planning. He continued. You know why Teltech is going through the corporate workout, right? It purchased a mobility company LK for $300 million, which was the wrong decision. They tried to grow too fast and they failed. There is a really good chance that we might end up in the same situation. Woosung replied. It was because Teltech was being attacked by Daeyang, just like us. We are different. With KND's brand power and technology, we will grow fast. Jiang Guangchul had no choice but to agree at this point. Well, if you insist, all right. Then please return to Korea ASAP and take care of it. I will finish up here and join you soon. There is so much to do now. M&A, then prepping for the mobile carrier business. At Jiang Guangchul's complaint, Woosung laughed. You wanted to become a businessman, so here you are. I didn't realize it would be this much work. And there will be even more in the future. I have a lot of business ideas. Jiang Guangchul groaned. Presentation at Google I/O was done by Logan, who was the chief of the development team. Woosung sat in the audience, watching his every move. As Logan explained about Blue S, the developers in the audience talked among themselves. What you see on the screen is the GitHub address where you can download the Blue S's PCB layout. We also uploaded relevant codes, so feel free to download them. The audience exclaimed. They are releasing the layout to the public. That's crazy. It's a trade secret. And they are also giving away the codes. I can't believe it. Logan continued calmly. As you know, it is very difficult to optimize Android OS to different hardware. We were successful and we are happy to reveal how we did it. Of course, the information is only for individual developers. Other companies cannot use it for their business. Oh. Knowing just the codes would be useless, and that is why we are disclosing the hardware blueprint and the layout as well. Many in the audience raised their hands. One of them asked, then will you continue to reveal your information in the future? Yes. However, the phones will be made from the premium version of the codes and the layout, while the uploaded information will be of an older prototype version. Anybody is welcome to use our information to customize it. If you upload your ideas and we like them, we may even purchase them from you. Now, I will introduce you to our CEO. Woosung stood up and walked up to the stage. We will evaluate your ideas objectively and we will pay up to $10 million. The developers exclaimed. This was Woosung's plan. This way, he could reach every talented developer in the world. After the presentation, Woosung, Amelia, and Logan left the conference room. I have someone to meet, so I'll see you guys later. Logan walked away, leaving Amelia and Woosung. Suddenly, Go Sangjun approached them, waving his hand. Oh, hello. You're that little girl from the MVP summit. Hi. You're all grown up now. You looked like a student then. Amelia laughed shyly. Go Sangjun lowered his voice and whispered. I hope I'm not interrupting your date. It's not like that. Woosung laughed, Amelia blushed and stammered. It's not like that at all. Then let's go for lunch. I have a lot to talk about. When they entered the restaurant, a familiar face walked towards them. Woosung flinched. What a nice surprise, Woosung asked curiously. What are you doing here, Advisor Shin? I'm in a tech business, so of course I should attend things like this. Oh. Would you mind introducing your friends? Shin Semai's voice sounded cold. This is Amelia, one of my employees, and this is Go Sangjun from Daeyang System. Shin Semai greet them in perfect English. Nice to meet you. I am Shin Semai and I am the Chief of Pin Tech Business Department at Nuri Enterprise. Go Sangjun recognized her immediately, but Amelia had no idea who Shin Semai was. Shin Semai asked after shaking their hands. Would you mind if I join you guys? Woosung glanced at his group. Shin Semai noticed and narrowed her eyes. Go Sangjun looked at Woosung and replied, I'm fine. Amelia answered as well, that would be fine with me. Woosung shrugged his shoulders and replied, I guess that would be great. Let's go. Go Sangjun sat down at the table and asked, I was surprised to hear you are releasing your information to the public. So you weren't lying? Of course, I meant what I said. I thought you were lying to me. Our CEO is not like that. Suddenly, Go Sangjun's eyes widened. Go Sangjun was talking to Woosung in Korean. Amelia replied to him in Korean. She understood and spoke the language. Shin Semai also looked surprised. Go Sangjun replied quickly. I'm just kidding. I know Woosung's not a liar. Woosung changed the subject. How's the mood in Daeyang? Your company keeps poaching my people, so I am having a lot of difficulties finding new workers. At Woosung's complaint, Go Sangjun sweated. We are busy with developing a new smartphone. We are working with Google too. As for poaching your developers, I am happy to make constant offers to my own employees both in Korea and America. While Go Sangjun was sweating uncomfortably, Amelia murmured. I'm not like that. When Woosung asked, Amelia replied, I will work for you forever. Shin Semai murmured quietly, you are a lucky man, Woosung, to have such a loyal employee. Oh, of course. I feel confident having such a talented developer like Amelia with me. Amelia continued. I'm serious. I got a call from a headhunting company, but I hung up on them right away. Woosung looked at Amelia and said warmly, Amelia, I am always thankful to you. Amelia looked away and blushed. Shin Semai watched this interaction unhappily. Go Sangjun smiled. What's going on here? You two look way too close. Shin Semai bit her lips. Woosung shook his head. I told you. Nothing's going on between us. Shin Semai exhaled. Woosung tried to change the uncomfortable subject and started eating. By the way, I meant to call you, Advisor Shin. Really? That'll be the day. There is something I need help with when I return to Korea. Shin Semai answered again in an unkind tone, you need another corporate gossip. Nothing like that. Then you better have something ready to trade with. Woosung smiled confidently. I have something that you would love to have. It's something that will allow me to gain your trust. We will talk when we get back to Korea. When the lunch ended and they were about to leave, Logan approached them with a stranger. When Woosung saw him, he knew immediately who Logan brought. Rich Miner. He was the man who created the android with Andy Rubin. Woosung, this is Rich Miner. He is the co-founder of the android and an advisor at Google Ventures. Woosung's eyes widened as he shook Rich Miner's hand. Logan said proudly, because of this guy, things worked out great. We will start on the new version release immediately. Woosung exclaimed, oh. I'm glad to hear it. Amelia murmured very quietly, whatever. I could have done it by myself. Woosung didn't hear it. He was so mesmerized by Rich Miner, who said to Woosung, I have been following your phone, Blue S. It's very impressive. Logan told me that you are interested in the open platform. Haha, that's correct. I believe in sharing technologies. Rich Miner's eyes glinted. Woosung continued. But money is of course also important. I believe in a successful business as well. Of course, and as you probably heard at the conference, the new version will be announced in September. The project is currently named Donut. Woosung nodded. It was the same in his previous life. Rich Miner continued. Can I ask you for a favor? Woosung opened his arms. Anything. I will try my best. I am curious about how you optimized the hardware. There aren't many reference phones, so we haven't had a lot of reported problems, but we are well aware of potential internal issues. It seemed like you managed to fix a lot of these problems. Amelia answered for Woosung. Indeed, there were a lot of problems, including the memory assignment. It was very difficult to work around them. Woosung introduced Amelia to Rich. This is our key developer. She was responsible for optimizing Android into the phone. Oh. Miner looked at Logan. When Logan nodded, Miner continued. So this is her. He then took out a blue S from his pocket. He turned it on and opened various apps on it. He looked excited. All the apps work so smoothly. I was pleasantly surprised. He then turned to Woosung. And Coconut Talk was also very impressive. Miner's compliments were never ending, but Woosung had a feeling that he didn't come here just to flatter him, and he was right. Miner finally asked Woosung. Does KND by chance have any investors? I know you already have profits, but I hope that you may be interested in one. Woosung turned to Logan, who explained. I told him about some issues we are having at our company. Rich is very tight-lipped, so don't worry about him spreading any rumors. Woosung nodded as Logan continued. It just happened that his company is looking for technology exchange. They are impressed with Blue S, so they were hoping to get some advice on a few things including BSP. So I asked if Google could invest in us. Miner explained. We can do it right away. We believe in your company. It was a great opportunity, but Woosung didn't want to give up any shares and get unwanted business advice from another company. I would be a fool not to be interested in Google's investment, but I am concerned about losing any control over my company. Shin Semi and Go Sangjun gawked at Woosung. Did he just reject Google's offer? Miner licked his lips. How about if we make it a straight-up financial investment? You won't have to give up any control over your company. It was clear that he really wanted this investment opportunity. Woosung answered tentatively, if that's the case, then it sounds promising. Miner finally smiled. I think this could be a win-win situation for both of us. Logan added. Rich told me about his new project, Google Ventures, and that's how we got talking. Miner smiled bitterly. Because of the financial crisis, a lot of people were let go. When Google Ventures was created, many people thought it was not a good idea, but I thought differently. Woosung suddenly perked up. Did you say a lot of people were let go from Google? Yes, unfortunately. Would it be possible for me to hire all of them? Miner looked at Woosung in surprise. All of them? KND is a growing company. We need more people. Most were from the marketing department. Only a few were fired from the development department. We haven't started yet, but Coconut Talk will soon include sponsored advertisements. We need to place ads strategically and tastefully in the app, so we need people for that. Woosung continued quickly. I'm not saying I want to hire all of Google's people from every country. Only those in the US. I will also be able to match Google's salary. Miner laughed. It sounds like whatever money we invest in your company will be used to pay the salary for these people. No worries. KND will grow very fast. Shin Semi was listening silently. She glanced at Woosung. Google. It was the biggest name out there, yet Woosung acted confidently and indifferently. Amelia was also looking at Woosung. Rich Miner shook Woosung's hand and said with a happy tone on his voice, "It sounds like an amazing deal for us." Woosung replied, "Please make sure it happens quickly." Things did happen very fast. A $100 million investment was made and those that were let go by Google were immediately hired by KND. From 30 employees, KND suddenly expanded to over 100 employees. Blue continued to be sold out with excellent reviews from various IT sites. Teltech CEO's office. CEO Park Byung-ki read over the papers Jang Guangchul brought. Jang Guangchul explained with an enthused voice. "As you know, Google placed a significant investment into our company. Blue is currently sold out in the US. KND is a financially stable company. We also guarantee 100% succession of employment. But the name Teltech will disappear. Think of it as it being reborn into the name KND. We would also love to have you as one of our vice presidents." Jang Guangchul did his best to convince Park Byung-ki. Teltech was knee-deep in debt, and this was the best hope it had, but Park Byung-ki still had difficulty letting it go. "I spent my entire youth on this company. I am well aware of your hard work, and that is why we are offering you this deal. I know that, but giving up this company means giving up on myself. I am 60 years old, and there will be no more new beginnings for me. Think of it as becoming a part of something bigger. I really wanted to do better, but here I am." When Jang Guangchul stopped responding to his complaints, Park Byung-ki finally said pointedly, "My company's bank contacted me and is pushing me into this deal. They think this is the only way for me to pay back my company's debt. You know this is the way to go. Is it just me or the deal your company offered is too good? You are offering to pay back all my debt and buy my share of the company at a fair price. You are also offering me a position as a vice president. The conditions seem too good to be true. Our CEO is like that. He is young, but he is generous and fair." Jang Guangchul meant what he said. "Haha, that must be why. I would love to meet him sometime soon. Could I make my final decision after I see him?" "Sure. He is on his way back to Korea." Jang Guangchul texted Woosung, who just arrived at Incheon International Airport. When he got the message, Woosung headed towards the Teltech headquarters right away. Woosung entered Park Byung-ki's room. Jang Guangchul was still chatting with the Teltech's CEO. Park Byung-ki looked up at Woosung. "You are younger than I thought." Woosung sat down. "I am 27. I am a year older than Mark Zuckerberg. So confident. It's like seeing my younger self." Jang Guangchul laughed. "Haha, were you like him when you were young? Then you must have been told that you're crazy." "Huh, it's true." They were joking like they became good friends. Woosung looked at them in silence. Park Byung-ki looked Woosung and said, "I already told Jang Guangchul that you need to make sure my company grows strong. My worst fear is that my entire life's work will disappear and be forgotten." Woosung bowed. "Don't worry about that. I have good intentions for Teltech." Park Byung-ki continued. "I read over your offer. It was perfect and generous. If I reject it, my employees will hate me and call me senile." Woosung knew Park Byung-ki was sold on the idea. "Thank you for your decision." "Huh, it is me who should be thanking you. As I promised, I will make our companies into the world's best." "Good. I just wanted to see your face before I sign the contract, so thank you for respecting my wishes." Woosung bowed. "We will make a great team. Please feel free to advise me in the future. I will always be happy to listen." They shook each other's hands. A few days later at a press conference. In front of hundreds of cameras, Woosung and Park Byung-ki held hands and posed. After the photo shoot, the reporters started to ask questions. Teltech was bought for about $600 million. How will the fund be delivered? It is already paid in full. It was reported that KND took care of Telteka's debt as well as purchasing all of the shares with cash. Is this true? Yes, that's true. The effect of the recent financial crisis was still ongoing, so for a company to pay $600 million in cash was considered sensational. Woosung said to the reporters. Part of the $600 million was from Google's investment in KND. KND was the only Korean company Google ever invested in. It was also the first Korean company to release an Android phone. The reporters murmured with excitement. Woosung continued. In addition, KND has decided to hire Google's ex-employees for smartphone development and coconut service management. I strongly believe that Google and Teltek's contribution to our company will create an incredible synergy. Hiring Google's ex-employees meant that KND was hiring the bests in the world. Reporters continued to ask. How many of Google's ex-employees are you hiring? Is it true that you are keeping all of Telteka's current employees? What will happen to President Park Byung-ki? When will Blue S be released in Korea? There is a rumor that KND's significant fund comes from illegal sources. What do you say to that? KND is dabbling in many different businesses. There are many who believe this is a bad idea in this economy. What do you think? Woosung answered each question carefully. It took a long time to answer all of them. After 20 minutes of answering, Woosung said finally, I will take one last question. When many reporters raised their hands, Woosung picked one of them. My name is Lee Hanggu from Korean Financial Newspaper. Please tell us about your big picture of your company. I said something to my partners when I first created this company. Woosung paused. That was a year ago. He had nothing but confidence, and after only a year, he was the CEO of a mid-sized company. He wondered where he would be in a year or two. He was excited about the future. I bet my life on it. I will work like my life depends on it. I will make my company the best in the world. After returning home, Woosung sighed. Phew. It was a long day. After resting for a few minutes, Woosung groaned and stood up. I need to get back to work. He turned the computer screen on and checked his Bitcoin status. This was his nightly routine. 1,001,501.0145 BTC. He now had a little over 1 million Bitcoins. Mining process was slowing down, but 1 million Bitcoins could translate into $1 billion even if he sold everything at only $10,000 per coin. With this many Bitcoin, Woosung knew he could control its trend in the future, but he wasn't done. His plan was to be able to monopolize every big cryptocurrency including Ethereum and EOS. This was the only way to accomplish his revenge against Choi Gichul and Young Jin Sup. While Woosung seethed, his cell phone vibrated. It was from Lee Sung-hyun. He had to answer. Hello, sir. I heard the news. You are taking over Teltek. Yes. Blue S is selling much faster than expected in overseas, so I had to do something about it. Teltek is in the middle of a corporate workout, so I am surprised at your decision. Well, I am confident in my ability. Of course. I was just thinking that if you let me know in advance, I could have helped you out to make the process easier. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about the mobile carrier situation. Woosung held his breath expectantly, but Lee Sung-hyun's words were disappointing. It won't be possible this year, but next year may work. Even that would be a huge stretch. I'm afraid it's going to cost a lot. Woosung understood. Lee Sung-hyun was asking for a bribe. Woosung needed to pay him if he wanted this deal. Woosung replied slowly, I am sorry for troubling you. Woosung thought quickly. What could he do? If he offered Lee Sung-hyun a bribe, then it would be only the beginning. He would ask for more and more. In 2018, President Lee Park-sung will be caught accepting briberies. If Woosung gave Lee Sung-hyun a bribe, it could turn very tricky in the future. Woosung needed to do it in a way that was untraceable. The best method was to pay him in cryptocurrency, but Bitcoin dealers did not exist yet. When Woosung remained silent, Lee Sung-hyun said it more obviously. I know it's a lot of work, but that's the way it is. You need to understand, the cost of things like this is unavoidable. He sounded like he was getting annoyed. Woosung answered quickly. You are working so hard for me, so of course I should take care of the cost. I will prepare the same hotel room from last time. Lee Sung-hyun laughed in satisfaction. Then I will work even harder to make it happen ASAP. He hung up finally. Bastard, Woosung swore. He knew something like this would happen, so he already hired a private company that took care of things like this in complete discretion. However, there never could be a 100% guarantee that this will not catch up to him in the future. Woosung hesitated, but he had no choice. He prepared a check and sent it to the hotel room. The next day, KND's takeover of Teltech was the front-page news. The newspapers also included the information on Blue's. Nuri Enterprises chairman read the paper and called for Shin Semi. Thanks to you, we were able to take care of our bond situation. Is this what you meant by earning my trust? Yes. She answered abruptly. He knew she was upset about something. Is there something you are unhappy about? No. Earning someone's trust is a long process. You need to continue to show me good results. I understand. Good. Now, what about your marriage? Shin Semi looked flustered. Sir, I have been patient with you so far, but it's time. Dad. Both of my children aren't married yet. I am very disappointed. You promised not to talk to me about personal stuff at work. Shin Yong-won grabbed his chest. I am so frustrated. I want grandchildren. I will get married when I meet a great man with bigger success than I have. There are many men like that in Daejeon and LK. You mean the sons of those CEOs? They aren't smart or great. They were just born rich. Your surroundings and your family define who you are. You are so Semi. Shin Semi answered firmly. I won't disappoint you. I can't be patient about this anymore. I have already hired a matchmaker and there are a few blind dates arranged for you. Shin Semi bit her lips. She could think of only one person who could help her in this situation. Daeng CEO Choi Gun-won and his oldest son Choi Tae-min were watching the news. Choi Gun-won threw the newspaper at Choi Tae-min. We can't stop their phone release in Korea anymore. The earliest we can launch our own phone is at the end of this year. KND is planning to release the newer version Blue S Plus around September. Is this really the best you can do? Choi Tae-min answered quickly, I have ordered our team to make sure we finish before September. You better make it happen. If it doesn't work out, stop KND from releasing their phone. Use whatever you can to delay it. Use your wife's connection too. Why do you think I got you married to LK CEO's daughter? Choi Tae-min nodded. Choi Gun-won ordered, now, get Gichul to come back to Korea. He is not ready. I will be the judge of that. Choi Tae-min lowered his face to hide his frown. Choi Gun-won continued, Jaitai is doing fine with his own company. Why can't you be more like him? Second son Choi Jaitai. He was responsible for Daeang's DS sector. The best of my sons will get the Daejeon system. The other two losers will get whatever is left over. Choi Gun-won threatened his three sons like this every day. Competition among the brothers was intense. What would you like Gichul to do? Get him to take care of CE. Alright. And get the media to drop any KND-related news. I can't stand it anymore. Choi Tae-min told his assistant, get the media to drop the news. The assistant understood immediately, I will take care of it, and we were able to poach 3 developers from the Korean office and 1 from the American office. And how about Teltech? We stole the best developers from that company too, so KND is not getting their money's worth. Check it again to make sure. Yes, sir. When Choi Tae-min took out a cigarette, his assistant lighted it quickly. As he smoked, Choi Tae-min ordered, "Get Gichul back to Korea." "Yes, sir." Choi Tae-min continued to frown. "And I will be going to Nanhyun today." The assistant wet his lips nervously and replied, "We were unable to hire Lee Ari, but we got you Sona instead. She is an up-and-coming new star. She'll be even bigger than Lee Ari very soon with our help." "Fine." The assistant bowed and left. At Lee Ari's TV commercial studio, Woosung and Young Jin-sup stood and watched. Young Jin-sup said excitedly, "I was right about how hot she is. I am so excited. She makes me crazy." Woosung agreed, "You have good eyes, sir." "Huh, I know. We are all going for drinks after, right?" "Yes, her boss will be coming too, so it will be the four of us." "Sure, why not?" Young Jin-sup tapped Woosung's shoulder. Woosung felt goosebumps as he restrained himself from punching him. Woosung hid his anger and smiled. "I will try to leave with her boss, so it could be just two of you. Good luck." "Huh, alright. By the way, everyone wants to know about you and your success, Woosung." "Well, I've been lucky." "Come on. Be honest. We both know things don't work out this well because of luck." "Huh, I guess you're right. It's actually all thanks to my data analysis." "Just how good are you?" Woosung lowered his voice. "As you know, CP data analysis can be very informative. It is only if you use it correctly. I know better than anyone how hard it is to do that. It's hard, but it's possible." "Is that so?" Woosung nodded knowingly. Young Jinsup's eyes sharpened. Woosung continued, "It's not something I can talk to you about here. Maybe later in private. Now, I think the filming is almost over, so shall we go first?" "Great. Cut. Okay. We're done." The director signaled the end of the day. Lee Ari got into her car and asked her manager, "Do I really have to go?" Her CEO, who was already in the car, answered, "Come on, we went over this already. We have to do this. Please, Ari. This is the last time." "Huh, I know, I know. This is the first and the last time. Just like we agreed." "Alright. Let's go." Hotel private room. Woosung made sure the table was ready with expensive food and bottles of 30-year-old Ballantine, which was Young Jinsup's favorite. There was one more thing Woosung prepared. "Please come in." 3 beautiful women walked into the room. Young Jin-sup looked at Woosung in confusion. Woosung explained, We can't drink without beautiful women." "But what about Lee Ari?" "It will be a while till they arrive, so why don't you have a few drinks with these ladies? Lee Ari and her CEO will call me before they come." The women sat close to Young Jin-sup and asked seductively, "Could you pour us some drinks?" Young Jin-sup grinned as the women smiled at him. "Ha ha ha. I really like you, Woosung. I made sure to find your type." Young Jin-sup filled Woosung's glass, and Woosung did the same for him. "I love it. Let's drink." Young Jin-sup emptied his glass without a second thought. Lee Ari and her boss arrived at the private room, but other than the table full of food, the room was empty. They looked at each other. "What's this? Did we come to the right place?" "Yes. I checked it a few times to make sure." The CEO called Woosung, but there was no answer. "What's happening?" 5 minutes. Even after 10 minutes of waiting, no one showed up. Lee Ari got fed up of waiting and stood up. Maybe they got caught up. But that can't be. The manager looked at the food. Maybe they want us to start without them. Really? The CEO called, but Woosung again didn't answer his phone. After another 10 minutes, the CEO called a hotel staff. Did someone leave a message for us by chance? Oh, he said to go ahead without him if he doesn't come on time. Oh. They were all starving. Without another word, they feast. Huh, you are so hot, Appa. Are you serious? Totally. I make a few $1 million a day. Wow. I want to spend the night with you, Jin-sup. I want to kiss you. Young Jin-sup was already drunk. He was having a grand time with the women. He looked excited and it seemed like he forgot about Liari. Woosung looked at him sharply. What a douchebag. Woosung hired the best professional escorts in Gangnam. He paid tens of thousands of dollars for the night and it was going according to his plan. Woosung, get me a room. Woosung answered quickly. I already prepared a room for you just in case. You. For a second, Woosung worried that young Jin-sup figured out his plan, but he smiled and continued. You are so well prepared. I love it. I just need a little time with these ladies, then I'll be back. I think Liari and her boss are caught up, but they will be here soon. Perfect. I'll be back. Young Jin-sup and the women left, and Woosung went out to the lobby for a walk. After a few minutes, Woosung tipped a bellboy $100 and asked him to bring a bag from the entrance bench. The bellboy moved quickly and brought Woosung a black bag. After checking within the bag, an unpleasant grin covered Woosung's face. Inside was young Jin-sup's S*X tape. Woosung was indeed well prepared. He had instructed the escorts to make sure young Jin-sup was drunk out of his mind. He also told them to record everything. Afterward, the women left and Woosung walked toward young Jin-sup who was unconscious on the bed. He poked him a few times. Young Jin-sup groaned but couldn't move a muscle. Woosung tapped his cheek, but young Jin-sup was still motionless. Finally, Woosung slapped him as hard as he could. Slap. The sound was loud, but still, young Jin-sup couldn't wake up. Woosung slapped him again. It was with such great ferocity that young Jin-sup's cheek turned beet red and his lips bleed. Woosung murmured, finally, it begins. The next day. Woosung answered young Jin-sup's call casually, I didn't want to disturb you so I didn't call you. It must have been quite a night last night. Gosh, I drank way too much. I can't remember much. I told Liari what happened. Unfortunately, she seemed annoyed. I wouldn't call her for a while if I were you. Alright. I'm sorry I didn't make it. You went out of your way to arrange the meeting for me and I missed it. Huh, it's okay. Things like this happen. Woosung heard the toilet flushing a few times. Young Jin-sup came back to the phone. Damn. I'm still so nauseous. I feel like it's partly my fault. No, it's my fault. I drank too much. By the way, where did you find those women? Oh, I got someone to hire them so I don't know exactly, I will try to find out for you. Young Jin-sup licked his lips. They were so hot. I want them again. I'm glad you had a good night. Man, I feel guilty I keep getting gifts from you and I haven't paid you back yet. Woosung replied in a smooth tone, that's alright. I am just thankful you are willing to introduce me to Dae-young. Oh, right. I heard Gichul is coming back to Korea. His dad is ready to forgive him, I guess. Woosung replied with an enthused reaction, that's a great news. Choi Gichul. He was Woosung's main target. Young Jin-sup continued, when he's back, I will arrange a meeting for you too. I heard your phone business is going well. Yes. I have been worried about where I could get more parts for manufacturing. Gichul told me he is going to be responsible for CE, but he should still have some influence in the display and semiconductor departments. I'm glad. Choi Gichul. Woosung still remembered the feeling of wanting to punch him. By the way, I don't know why my cheeks hurt so much this morning. It must have been a rougher night than I remember. Woosung tried hard not to laugh as he replied, you must have had a great time. Totally. They joked for another 20 minutes. Woosung could feel that young Jin-sup was beginning to trust him and even like him as a friend. Things were going according to his plan. Incheon International Airport. Choi Gichul arrived through the VIP door. As soon as he exited, his assistants took his luggage. Choi Gichul got into the car. I will take you straight to the office. The driver announced and drove carefully. He remembered how cruel Choi Gichul was, but he couldn't quit his job. Although he was only a chauffeur, he was being paid better than most high-ranking office workers. Are you better at driving now? Choi Gichul was gone for over a year, but he hasn't changed a bit. The driver bit his lips and replied, yes. I will do my best. Good luck. You know what I like, right? Don't get caught at red lights and go straight non-stop. Good. The driver started to sweat nervously. Choi Gichul was abusive as usual to the driver. He got out in a frenzied fury and went to see his brother Choi Taemin, who treated him with a solid malice. You better not cause any more problems. I already told the CE department, so make sure to show up every day. Don't assault any more female staffs. If you cause one more issue, you're out. Got it? The next was his second brother. Wow, long time no see, Choi Gichul. Middle son Choi Jaitai. His face looked kind, but Choi Gichul knew better than anyone how harsh he could be. You too. It's nice to see you. I heard Dad gave you the CE department. Yeah. I guess he forgave me. What an idiot you are. It's a test. He is testing all of us against each other to see who will get Daeyoung. Why are you so stupid, or are you just pretending? Who cares? It will either be you or the oldest. Wow, you think I have a chance? Awesome. Choi Gichul knew how to flatter his brothers. Choi Jaitai said to Choi Gichul, let's go for drinks. Oh, I'm supposed to meet Jin-sup. Oh, that game company's CEO's son. Choi Gichul nodded. Then I'll join you. Choi Gichul stopped himself from sighing and answered, all right. Do you not want me to come? No. Choi Gichul hated himself for not being confident around his brothers. However, they were much older than him, and he still couldn't recover from the trauma of their abuse when they were young. After hanging up, Woosung grinned. The meeting was taking place earlier than expected, and Choi Gichul's brother Choi Jaitai was also joining them. He rang the bell to one of the mansions in Hanamdong. A security guard came out and checked his ID before letting him in. Inside were people laughing loudly. 3 men. 8 women. 3 of them were celebrities. As soon as Woosung entered the room, Choi Jaitai's eyes widened. Wow, you are better looking in person. Nice to meet you. I am Choi Jaitai of Daeyoung System. Woosung shook his hand and thought. So this is that drug addict. It was one of the gossips Shin Semi told him. Nice to meet you too. I am Kang Woosung of KND. I am happy to make your acquaintance. Today will be my treat. Woosung bowed lightly. Thank you. Young Jin-sup was walking towards them. Beside him was Choi Gichul. Young Jin-sup introduced them. Hey, you're here. So this is Gichul. Hello. My name is Choi Gichul. Nice to meet you. I'm Kang Woosung. Choi Gichul. Woosung tried his best to stay calm. It was hard. His breath started to get rough. Thankfully, Choi Jaitai asked Woosung, let's go in. I am curious about how you created Blue S. Everyone looked at Woosung with interest. Famous celebrities and beautiful escorts sat around Choi Jaitai, Choi Gichul, and young Jin-sup. They looked like kings surrounded by their own harem. Choi Jaitai raised his glass. I am happy to be drinking with such good friends. Cheers. Within 30 minutes, Woosung could tell Choi Gichul was helpless around Choi Jaitai. He was like a mouse constricted by a snake's body. Choi Jaitai turned to Woosung and asked, I heard KND phone is very popular in the US. You also took over Teltech, so I assume the phone will be released in Korea soon. I am hoping to have it launched before September this year. So you will be our competition from now on. I am flattered. I am nowhere near Daeng's scale. Choi Jaitai grinned unpleasantly. Now that I have met you, I feel like you will become big very soon. Oh. Gichul told me you were concerned about some manufacturing parts. Young Jin-sup winked at Woosung, who replied, yes. The demand is increasing, so we need more of everything including memory chip, audio, camera, and display. We are using foreign parts now, but I thought it would be better to use Korean products. Choi Jaitai answered like a pride pack leader, of course. Koreans should use Korean products. I will make it happen for you, so let me know. Everyone knew Choi Jaitai was the head of DS department. Woosung thoughts ran wild. Is he hoping to outperform Choi Taemin by using me? Woosung answered without hesitation, thank you. I appreciate your help. They continued to drink. Choi Gichul kept giving Choi Jaitai nervous glances. Woosung watched silently. Choi Jaitai kept smiling as he asked Woosung various questions. How did you make your money? What is your business plan for the future? I heard you are involved in many different businesses. Which is your main focus? Do you have any new interest lately? I heard you predicted the exchange rate. How did you do that? He wouldn't stop asking questions. Woosung answered vaguely. I was lucky. I will have to assess the market to see what I should do. I am planning to focus on the smartphone business. I am working on the Coconut PC version launch. I used the data analysis. Woosung answered thoughtfully. He didn't want to lose to Choi Jaitai in any way. You are amazing. No wonder you are considered the up-and-coming businessman of the year. I am flattered. It was already 2 a.m. Time flew by while they talked. Choi Jaitai said to everyone, I didn't realize how late it is. You may go whenever you want. I'm leaving, so I will see you all later. Each man stood up and went into separate rooms with different women. Woosung did the same. Woosung turned to two women that followed him into the room. I am actually not feeling that great right now, so I won't need you tonight. The women's eyes widened. Woosung continued quickly, it's embarrassing. I hope you won't tell anyone. Both women nodded. One of them was a very young, aspiring idol. She looked relieved. It was clear she was forced into this situation. The bed was big enough for more than 3 people. I will sleep on one side, so you guys can rest on the other side. Woosung took off his jacket and laid down. Who knows if there is a camera hidden in this room? Just like Woosung did to young Jin-sup only a few days ago. The next day. Breakfast was delivered to the room. It was bean sprout soup, which was great for hangovers. After the meal, Woosung walked out to the living room where Choi Gichul was sitting on the sofa. Woosung looked at him sharply. Good morning. Oh, yes. Choi Gichul said indifferently. Woosung laughed awkwardly and continued, I heard a lot about you from Jin-sup. Really? I'm surprised. It was mostly about you taking over the CE department. Oh. I asked him for you in hopes that I will be able to get a good deal on the smartphone parts. I see. Choi Gichul continued to provide only short answers. This was a different person than what Woosung remembered from 2018. Why? Woosung tried to figure it out but couldn't. He said to Choi Gichul coolly, I hope to see you often. Choi Jaitai did ask me to take care of your situation, so we should talk about it. I see. Firstly, please provide me a list of products you need and the unit prices you are currently paying for each. We will go from there. I will send you the email address by text. Unit prices were usually a trade secret. Unit prices of different parts decided the retail price of a product. Woosung couldn't believe Choi Gichul was asking for such a sensitive information so casually. Woosung didn't lose his smile as he asked. Are you asking me for the current supply cost we pay for our parts such as memory, camera, and display? Choi Gichul nodded. Woosung tried very hard not to laugh at his audacity. I'm afraid that's not possible. Choi Gichul frowned harshly. Woosung continued. That is a confidential information. Choi Gichul raised his voice slightly. But it's how we do things at Daeyoung. Not for my company. I have solid confidential contracts with the companies that provide me with parts. Are you saying you don't want to work with us? Not this way. I would love to use Daeyoung's parts, but you need to be reasonable. Choi Gichul murmured, why can't you just do what I say? Choi Gichul was definitely very different from the way he was in 2018. In Woosung's previous life, Choi Gichul was a smooth talker and a savvy businessman. What happened in that 10 years? Woosung couldn't remember any major events in Choi Gichul's life, which meant it was probably something very personal. Woosung continued, and by the way, shouldn't Daeyoung be the one providing me with the unit prices? I am the buyer in this case after all. Choi Gichul's frown became even worse. He scowled at Woosung with a quiet frown. Woosung continued, how about this? I will give you the average price of all the parts, but you need to guarantee 10% discount. If you can do that, I will buy in bulks. Choi Gichul finally answered, I don't think we'll come to an agreement right now, so we'll talk later.